Hey guys, you know the drill. Post-game reactions after every Montreal Canadiens game this season. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The Montreal Canadiens played two solid periods against their biggest rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs, on Wednesday night, but that just wasn't good enough. They imploded at the beginning of the third period in a span of 3 minutes, allowing 2 goals to the Maple Leafs and ultimately losing 4-2 to the Buds. It's been a very roller coaster-like start to the season for a lot of the Montreal Canadiens, despite their 8-3-2 overall record, specifically their former top line of Brendan Gallagher, Phillip Danault, and Thomas Tatar. They struggled once again against the Leafs' big guns on Wednesday night, specifically at 4-on-4 when Brendan Gallagher and Phillip Danault were out there letting up the tying goal. They just could not complete any of their passes and looked completely lost in their defensive zone coverage. Danault and Tatar are both in contract years for the Montreal Canadiens, and it appears that both are gripping their sticks a little too tightly right now, specifically Phillip Danault, who in the first period missed a glorious chance to put the Canadiens up 2-0. He has to bury that opportunity. He has no goals to start the season in 13 games, and that is a problem because the Montreal Canadiens rely on a balanced attack, and Phillip Danault is just not contributing whatsoever in any facets of the game right now. Lack of discipline continues to be a theme for this Montreal Canadiens team, and it's not something they should be proud of. There needs to be more accountability from top to bottom of this roster, and it needs to start as soon as tonight's game against the Edmonton Oilers. Now, the Maple Leafs are one of the best face-off teams in the NHL, but the Canadiens once again struggled in the dot, losing more than 50% of the draws to the Maple Leafs. They need to correct this problem, and they need to do it quickly because face-offs are a very important part of the game to gain possession in a system that plays a very possession-oriented style. Let's talk about some of the good in this game. I thought Josh Anderson and Jesperi Kotkaniemi were two of the best Montreal Canadiens on the ice on Wednesday night. Also, Jonathan Drouin had a pretty fair showing as well for this Canadiens team, but specifically Anderson and Kotkaniemi. Anderson in the first two periods of this game was like a human wrecking ball, and he seems to really get up for these Montreal Canadiens Toronto Maple Leafs rivalry games, so that's a positive sign for this Canadiens team as well. I think the Canadiens were very surprised at the different structure that we saw with the Maple Leafs on Wednesday night. In the past, we've seen the Leafs play a 1-2-2 structure, whereas last night we saw them play a 1-1-3, which is a lot more stingy and a lot more tight defensively. And I think it paid dividends for this Maple Leafs team. What the biggest issue for me is with this Montreal Canadiens team right now is that they lack the ability to make in-game adjustments, and that's on the coaching staff and the players as a whole. It's one of the biggest themes I've noticed so far in the Canadiens game is they really lack in-game adjustment. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, comment your thoughts down below on the Canadiens' 4-2 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs on Wednesday night. The Canadiens are back in action tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.